Yeah, a little bit. We've been in touch pretty much the whole season, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him. It's always fun when we either get to go there or they get to come to us. It's always a good weekend.
I think I might ask you this before. How do these conversations go? I know it's not just baseball talk when you guys get on the phone together. What's it like?
Yeah, it's good. Some of it recently has been, but it's all good stuff, lighthearted stuff. He's a really good guy. I've been lucky to get to know him this year.
What kind of questions do they ask you baseball related? How are you doing that, or just what?
No, it's some just being nice to each other, just congratulating each other on our successes and things like that. But it's all really good stuff.
How many times have you faced him on the night with him on the mound?
Well, I faced him. Let's see. I think faced him last year in Gainesville this fall. In our little fall inter squad, and then maybe in our fall inter squad freshman year, but I don't think so. And then I didn't face him this summer because he wasn't pitching with Team USA.
How did you first get to know him?
He was supposed to play on. Well, I talked to him a lot last year, just with at our series in Gainesville, and then we found out that we were supposed to be on the same Cape team this summer. He didn't end up coming because they went so deep, and then went straight to Team USA, and then we got really tight this summer, just playing with Team USA together in those 3 or 4 weeks together. Yeah.
He broke that home run record of his. Did he reach out to you about that specifically?
He did, yeah. He was all really nice, lighthearted, some casual jokes, but all good fun.
How do you handle? How do you process intentional passes?
It's all good stuff. It's just another way to help be productive for this offense. Sometimes it's unfortunate sometimes because you do want to get in there and have success against a pitcher that's throwing well, but we've got 8 other guys in this lineup that can come in and do damage, and so I've got a lot of confidence in the people that are both in front of me and behind me, and so if they want to go ahead and put me on and just add another base runner for one of these other weapons in the lineup to do damage, so be it for me.
Charlie, what's been the key to this team dealing with success the way you guys are right now? Is maybe opposed before you guys got hot, people were saying all these nice things about Georgia baseball and everything like that.
Yeah, it's good. We've put ourselves in a good spot, but we're also far from where we want to be in the long run. We know that there's still a ton of work to be done. We've set ourselves up nicely, but just continuing to put the recipe in that we know has worked for us at the beginning of this year, and just rolling into the Gators this weekend and then conference tournament after that. We've got a lot of competitive baseball coming up, and so just being able to know the importance of that and knowing that every game counts the same, and once we get to the postseason, we're playing for our lives, which is something this team's really good at.
Tell me what first time you saw Trey Phelps here on the field. Yeah. What was that first impression like?
It's awesome, man. I've known Trey a little bit just because we hit at the same facility growing up. We've got the same swing coach, and so getting to see him come out here and put all that hard work out and let it show on that field. Obviously a crazy weekend from him at South Carolina was awesome to see. But just a sneaky, violent hitter. You look up on the board and he's. Numbers don't mean that much, but he's batting like 386 with a handful of homers and not that many at bats, and it's just a crazy bright future for him.
Charlie, how do you? If someone asks how Wes Johnson has instilled confidence and coached this team into the position that they're in, how would you explain what's transformed or transitioned Georgia baseball since last year?
Well, one, it's the development of everybody's individual talent. He brings the best out of everybody, especially the pitchers. He's been through all these different levels of baseball, obviously other SEC programs and professional baseball, but he knows how to bring the best out of people, both physically and with their mental headspace. Just letting everybody know that they belong to be here. They deserve to have success in this league and believe that it's going to happen, and that's worked for a lot of people here.
Even with your focus on the team, I know you can't help but see your name in various national speculation about the Spikes Award, about the draft, etc. How do you process that? Is that a motivator for you? Do you have to work to not focus on those kind of things?
It's fun to see, obviously, but at the end of the day, if I'm taking care of business on the field and this team is taking care of business, good things are gonna happen to a lot of people in this lineup. Whether that be opportunities to play baseball at the next level, but all that comes from just playing good baseball the rest of this year and having a good season and finishing strong, and then you do that and all those things kind of take care of themselves.
What's your scouting report on Jac as a pitcher?
He's obviously really good. He's a high velo pitcher. Has been a lot better with his off-speed command recently. So it's just about getting something that it's different for every hitter. But just knowing that you got to be good. You got to be ready to get in the box and do damage from the first pitch to the last pitch of every at bat. You can't take a pitch off against a guy that's that good.
Charlie, when I hear your teammates talk about you, I see a lot of similarities in the way that Hank Aaron's teammates talk about him. I read Hank Aaron's memoir, and they talk about how they learn so much from you in the way that you study the game and the pitchers, and that you're so prepared going into that at bat. You're not just looking to hack a home run. You go at it very strategically. Do you think that approach helps you stay grounded amidst these records that you're breaking and all this media coverage of the home runs, but for you, do you feel like staying grounded in that approach has really helped you?
Yeah, well, thank you, and yeah, definitely. Just knowing that each individual bat is what it is. It's its own thing. You can't start looking at trains and streaks and things like that, because that's how those things start to snowball on each other, whether they're good or bad. Just looking at each individual at bat as a blank canvas, and knowing that the preparation has to be the same to go up there and have success. But yeah, it does. It helps me just be comfortable with where my feet are.
You talked about growing up around Trey. I'm curious, did he let you know? Were you part of his recruitment process? I mean, not obviously officially, but
no, not really. Trey was. We weren't in contact a lot in high school. I obviously knew who he was, just because he was a stud coming out of high school, and then him being in and out of the Pinnacle Prospects facility that we hit in. But no, I wasn't a big role in his recruiting process at all. But I'm glad he's ended up here. I'm really lucky to get to share the field with this guy.
What's the name of y'all's hitting coach?
Zach Blonder.
Zach, okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Got time for a couple more. As you look back, I'm sure you're asked about coming from a walk-on to where you are now. Is there one thing you can point to that was the biggest key in you breaking out?
Learning to control what I can control, just in life, and then also in the game of baseball. There's so many things that are out of my control, and just getting really good at controlling the things that I have control over, and just knowing that there are things like, whether it be in the physical game itself and knowing that you can hit a ball hard and still get out and things like that, but just knowing that you control the work that you put in, you don't get to control what kind of playing time you get. So freshman year, knowing that I can work really hard and still not get a lot of opportunities, but just knowing that work is still valuable, whether it pay off tomorrow or whether it pay off a couple of years down the road, just seeing things for what they are.
When you had a coaching change, you had to make a decision last year. What went into that, and how do you feel about how that's worked out for you?
Yeah, for me it was about finding where I feel most comfortable, and also not turning my back on the university that gave me a chance out of high school. Georgia was my only preferred walk-on. It was my only opportunity to play college baseball officially, and so just not turning my back on that, and just the development and the resources and all the time and effort the staff and teammates have put into just developing my career. This wasn't something I was ready to turn my back on, and I love this place, and I feel really comfortable playing here, and yeah, I'm happy with my decision.
Colby the other week when going into South Carolina said you guys as a team are almost oblivious to the big environments. How are you guys able to stay so even-keeled?
Yeah, I think we're just really comfortable in playing our game. It's always fun to get to go around and play baseball in different parks that we've gotten to go to, like Mississippi State and A&M this year, and South Carolina, and all these fun places to get to play. But just knowing that no matter what, it's still just like playing at home. Just playing our game and doing what we do well.
Okay, thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.